Hey Cancer, what's going on? We are here with your reading, what you need to know for August. Alright, the first two cards that we have are Nine of Swords and King of Wands. It's looking like you're going to be... Okay, there can be something that needs to be done with King of Wands, and there can be a part of you that's like, I'm nervous to do this, or I'm scared to do this, or I'm worried about doing this, but I also know at the same time that I need to do this. This feels like it happens like more towards the beginning of August, but then I'm seeing Six of Swords, which feels like I'm getting over my fear because I'm like understanding it, or I can be scared and I can still do this thing. It's going to be like one of those moments. So this means that something that you may have been feeling fixated on, you are no longer going to be fixated on it anymore. Six of Swords is like, okay, I'm moving on from this. I'm understanding it. I don't need to be stuck on this anymore. I'm not stuck on this anymore, like that sort of thing. So you're going to be able to move forward. I'm seeing you looking very passionate about something, almost like I don't want anything to get in the way of this opportunity that I have here, but it could have been something that before you were like not really in that place to sort of show up, but then I'm seeing you get into that place to show up. But you could have had a hard time stepping up before, or it was something difficult mentally that was going on where I'm almost seeing this part of you be like, come on, like we need to go, or we need to get there, or we need to show up. And it feels like when you get to the point of taking action or like making up your mind to do this, then you're like, oh, like something even comes to mind, or you feel like it's easier than after that point. Until that point, though, you can feel like this is something that just, you can't get it off your mind, or it's sort of mentally terrorizing you a little bit. But then when you step into this energy of doing what needs to be done here, it feels like that concern like is no longer a present concern for you any longer. And then I'm actually seeing you step into a very determined energy, and it feels too like I don't want anything to get in the way of this door that's opening, or this opportunity, or this like potential that I'm connected with now, like that sort of thing. Yes, definitely Cancer. Some mental strife here I'm seeing. You're gonna have to maybe face your fears with something. It definitely doesn't seem like an easy thing, but I'm seeing your guides be like, if you're willing to work with this part of your mind, you will really find things end up benefiting you big time, and you definitely come out on the other side of this without it being so much of an issue. I'm seeing you be well able to handle this, but there can be a part of you that doubts yourself at times, and that's the part of yourself that you're working with. Kind of that feeling of like, isn't anybody else going to step in at this moment? But then having strength here shows you being very capable of just doing this yourself. Like, you really got this. Okay. This can have to do with your creativity, ingenuity, self-expression. Putting something out there of yours too can be part of this. Even just like living in a way that feels authentically expressive. I'm seeing Venus and the Sun coming together, which can be, these are my values. These are my core values. This is me. Sun is going to be like, I'm accepting this about myself, and I'm going to express this. Like, this is my journey. This is how I'm going to be showing up. This is what's sitting right with me. But there could have been this Nine of Swords and the Sun can feel like what's coming to light are these things that make me nervous, or these things that make me worried, or the things that mentally happen that make it hard for me to step up and take action or show up in the way that I need to. But it also feels like I'm starting to believe in myself more, or I'm starting to work with myself even when I'm feeling anxiety or fear. Rather than running away and avoiding it, I'm gonna work through these things. It's like that type of stuff. So there can be a part of you that you feel like you're becoming like stronger or more self-assured working with this energy of I'm just going to show up regardless. I'm seeing a lot of Leo energy here. So this feels like it's related to, for those of you that have Leo in your chart, or it could just be the influence of the sign of Leo. It can be the influence of the sun and of Venus. Yeah, we have Leo, we have Venus, and we have the sun here. There can be stuff about yourself too that's coming to light, but the sun in Leo can also have to do with like your vitality or what powers you, your personal power even. And Venus is going to be like the stuff that's really important to you and how it's important for you to be showing up where you're like, oh, these are my ways that I want to be recognized or the ways that I want to move through life, and I'm seeing I hadn't been doing things in that way or I'd been scared to, and then I'm feeling like not good about that. It can be sort of like wearing a mask, or it can be not feeling good about oneself but not being yourself, and it's like what you don't feel good about is not yourself, it's about not being yourself. You know, it can be like that type of thing that is being realized. I'm also seeing Virgo here too. I'm definitely looking at you become very determined with something, even to the point where you may not want anything to bother you or get in the way of this. Ultimately as well, okay, I'm seeing Libra on the bottom of the deck. Libra came through in Gemini's reading, and Libra was also on the bottom of the deck at the end of the Aries reading, all for this series of what you need to know for August. So if you're curious, you can check those readings out. So what I'm seeing is that there's going to be an opportunity for there to be, it can be a gathering, it can be a get-together, it can be an event. This can be like a celebrated opportunity or a door that opens. You can be reconnecting with someone. Three of Cups can be like a reconciliation of some sort. Ace of Wands is feeling like there's an opportunity for there to be some sort of like ongoing connection or ongoing something that you're involved in. Other people can be involved in this too. This can be something that initially you feel nervous about or worried about or concerned about. But I'm seeing that there's actually like a lot of support, and you may be latching on to opportunities where there is like more support than what you have already. Or you could be like, I feel like I don't really have any support, and you're going to have opportunities where you can gain support around you during the month of August. Definitely even feeling celebrated, because this feels like one of those times where like metaphorically, maybe even literally, it can be like, okay, like go on stage and show everybody what you got, and you could be like, I'm so nervous to go up there, and then it's like King of Wands and Empress can be like, you go up there and you shine and you do your thing, and then you're like getting over this fear, you're learning to work with it, and you're like, wow, like this is me and this is how I perform and what I'm supposed to be doing. And the Ace of Wands and Three of Cups can be like, this is an opportunity for other people to like see what you have going on and really support that within you. Like you can see, because of like living in a way or showing up in a way and doing things in a way that's aligned with your values, that it's a very like pure energy that you're giving off, because it is like your pure vibration, rather than you trying to like cover things up or like not be yourself, things like that. And then you're going to see like other people really supporting that and connecting with that. So it feels like in the month of August, authenticity is going to be a really important thing, or you will see how fear is really holding you back, like fear, worry, concern, especially stuff related to like what's going to happen if this happens, rather than being in the present moment. So there can also be stuff with mental health that comes in, and things along the lines of anxiety. Creativity can be part of this too. Nine of Swords and the Empress can be like, I have this thing that I really love to do or that I really care about, but like what if other people judge me, or what if it's not received well? It can be like that type of thing. But then Six of Swords is showing you moving to a place where just like mentally things become easier. Like it doesn't feel as intense. So in the beginning of the month, you can feel like my head won't stop spinning, or I'm just having so many thoughts, it's too much to even process, and I'm feeling kind of stuck. I'm having a hard time getting out of bed. You can feel tired just because of the stuff that's going on mentally for you. You can feel like physically exhausted, but strength underneath the Nine of Swords is saying like, you got this, believe in yourself, like move through it, like keep staying true to yourself. And then King of Wands and the Empress is about sort of what you can, how can you take what's going on and like create your path within this, and how can you also empower yourself during a time that can be challenging for you mentally. And you're going to see that if you apply yourself, you are going to be moving forward, and it feels like there's more of an acceptance of like your path and your journey and your story as it relates to you on an individual level. Then also too, seeing Seven of Wands and the Hermit, it feels like I'm reflecting on the things that I may feel more stubborn about, and making sure that I'm being stubborn about the right things, you know? Because it's like if you're stubborn in a place where you're like, that makes me anxious, I'm gonna avoid it or run away from it, or like that, I feel scared when I look at that, so I'm gonna like look at that thing over there instead. You can find that those are things that end up holding you back rather than helping you. And you can realize that if you use this energy to actually support yourself, it's something that ends up really benefiting you. And also too, I am seeing as well that if you have been feeling like I want more of a circle around me, or I want more support, or I want more community, you will find that this is, especially towards the end of August, you will find great opportunities to do that, where like people want to celebrate you, people want to support you, you're gonna have more opportunities to connect, and it's gonna feel like a lot more jovial and light. It ends up kind of heavy, it starts off kind of heavy and stuff that you need to get through. But if you move through it, I'm seeing towards the end of the month, you're going to feel like there's a lot of congratulation for what you move through. And there will be a rebalancing of sorts that happens as well. Make sure that you stay organized, and if there's anything that you need to sort of give up, it can be a time to do that, even if it can feel like there are certain things that you want to stay holding on to. But if you spend time reflecting, you may realize that there are some unnecessary things that you could be holding on to, even if this is just like some logical stuff or emotional stuff. Okay. Anything else? I do get this feeling with Seven of Wands and Three of Cups, kind of like if you, I'm seeing Leo and I'm seeing Virgo here, and I'm also seeing the Sun and Venus. You may find that there's a part of you that sort of like out of fear or defense, you want to hide yourself away, but what you're going to see is that if you allow yourself to be seen, you will be supported. It is a time that is very auspicious for you to be doing that. So there can be a part of you that's like, well, if I remain in the shadows over here, like nobody's gonna bother me. But then it's like, I'm seeing you be kind of perturbed a little bit, sort of alone, like I'm not gonna let anybody in, and then I'll make sure that I don't get like hurt or exposed. But I'm seeing that if you sort of let yourself out of that dark room, you'll see that people are there like wanting to support you and cheerlead you, like that type of thing. For some of you, I'm seeing a dollar sign here, so that's what I'm looking at. So just know that there may be a part of you that you're working with that can be used to sort of like hiding away at times, but you'll find that if you sort of like come out of your shell here, you will definitely be supported is what I'm seeing, and there will be opportunities that come of that, where it's like people be wanting to connect with you, but there can be a part of you that's like, you're gonna have to get vulnerable in order for this to happen. And there can be a part of you that's like, but I'm not used to doing this. So you can be working with a part of you that's uncomfortable doing this, because you're gonna feel exposed initially, but then you're going to be like really accepted by this. And so that's what I'm seeing going on here. Like you will definitely be like loved for this for sure. It's just working with the part of you that can mentally sort of get in the way of you doing this, and then feeling sort of triggered or activated. Like like I can't let anybody sort of like check me or question this or whatever. But again, like you'll see that if you're really allowing yourself to step into this space, like in your true genuine light, that people will meet you in that space and you will be loved and supported. Okay, but it's on you. Ultimately, it's your decision at the end of the day. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.